Alright, what's up YouTube? This is TheKillerNacho again, and I have part 6 of my white playthrough. Something terrible happened. In between last video and this video, I actually overwrote my save file, which is a major suck. But don't worry, I replayed back up to this part doing mostly the same thing. There might be some minor differences that I'm sure some of you will notice and yell at me in the comments about, but you know I did my best, and at least I'm continuing this playthrough, so... I guess that crisis is averted for now. Alright, so, last time we fight Lenora, so we are going to watch Team Rocket. No, dang it, not Team Rocket, Team Peta. That's right, Team Peta. And they're gonna steal the dragon head because I guess, you know, remember that last time that N guy... Well, actually, we don't actually know he's associated with Peta yet, but it's kind of obvious that he is. But he's like, we're going to revive a legendary dragon Revershem. So I guess he thinks Dragonite's Revershem, and that's stupid of him because that's definitely a Dragonite. Anyway, so this person that looks like a nerd is gonna come over here and talk to us while we're in the middle of a crisis situation. Oh my goodness, the head is stolen, the head of a Dragonite. So he's like, what's up? And, yep, that's what's up. I love black people. Oh, goodness gracious, Bianca, how annoying. And, oh, Sharon, too. Why don't you guys just go away? This is big boys' business. This is not little girls' Pokemon getting stolen. They stole a freaking exhibit from, well, a museum that doesn't actually matter, but still. You know, they need it to camouflage the gym, because without it, it's not going to camouflage so well. Anyway, so, oh, you're gonna give, oh, a dowsing machine. What the hell is a dowsing machine? Oh, it's the item finder in this game. Duh. Something I never use, because, yeah, I guess there could be items that are good that are hidden, but I'm too lazy to actually find them. And honestly, none of them are actually important. Alright, so let's go in the Pokemon Center so I can heal my team after that tough battle. And that is a good thing, typically, because, you know, Pokemon tend to get damaged in battles. So anyway, now we can leave and go up here and go over here, because we're supposed to be chasing Pokemon Peta. So hello, person, what's your name? Oh, thank you! Oh, I think I was actually supposed to do this before the gym to get Rock Smash, which is a fighting move, but I guess I'm stupid. Actually, I think there's a whole area over here I probably should have done before the gym. But I did not, because the gym was that easy. Alright, so let's use Rock Smash, which is a fighting move. And I know I have Arm Thrust already on my Bacon, so I'm just going to teach it to Rocknrolla, who can also learn it. It's better than Harden. I mean, Harden's kind of good for wall and stuff at the same time. I'd rather just lower their accuracy than raise my defense sometimes. I don't know. Coverage is always best, especially fighting. Fighting's a good type. Alright, this leads to Pinwheel Forest, blah blah, blah blah, and he says Team Peta goes that way, apparently. Oh, how interesting. A path or a maze? I'd probably choose a path. Hello, nurse, how are you? Oh, crap. Why are you attacking me? You know, I kind of am on urgent business here. Didn't you see, like, Pokemon Peta carrying a giant Dragonite head into the woods? I mean, I'm trying to chase them down. Whatever. Okay, so, you have a Munna, I have a Munna, so let's get this on. Alright, I'm gonna yawn your Munna so we can fall asleep. And you're gonna yawn my Munna. My fetus. But I'm just gonna switch out because I'm smarter than you are. Actually, well, you couldn't switch out if you wanted to because, you know, you only have one Pokemon. But I am cooler than you, obviously. So, yeah, Imprison. I don't actually know what that does, but sure. And now I'm just gonna hit you, because that's what I do. And, Flame Charge is, like, a pretty good move. Actually, I probably shouldn't have even went into Bacon, just in case she went for the Psychic move, because I think my Bacon is Fighting type now, isn't it? I don't remember. Okay, so, Ember is doing some crappy damage, and now it's going to die. So that's kinda nice. And, hopefully someone will... Nope, no one levels. So yeah, actually Pinwheel Forest is like split up into two different sections. The section to the left, which is like where Pokemon Peta through those trees over there. And then there's this whole south section where you're supposed to catch a fighting Pokemon for the gym. At least that's what the game recommends, but I'm just going to clear this out now because I don't want experience to go unobtained, if you know what I mean. Alright, so Preschool is going to attack me because she doesn't like me or something. And she's going to have a Cottony, which I believe is like a grass Pokemon. That's what it looks like anyway, so that's what I'm going to guess it is. I don't even know what it's supposed to be, but it looks... Oh, no, it's a cotton ball. Yeah, it's a cotton plant thing. Well, that's kind of nifty. Oh, wow. Oh. Okay, so that's apparently one difference. Like I said, I had to replay this entire game because I overwrote my save file. I think I said that in the beginning of the video. And apparently, this fetus has a different ability. Because I think my old one had the, that scout ability that lets you see an opponent's move. But this, Sychronize is probably better anyway, so that's not a bad thing, guys. Even though... Alright, so this is a, Petal, which is another grass type, so yeah, I'm just going to burn it with my bacon. I'm kind of surprised I didn't kill. That's kind of surprising. Alright, so I am going to level up to level 18, because that's awesome. Good game, little Chinese preschool person. And here's another preschool person to beat up. And this person wants me, whatever. He wants to show me what kind of Pokemon he has. So this is preschooler Homer. No relation to Homer Simpson, I'm sure. Alright, so here comes a Rocknrolla. And, yeah, this thing typically has pretty low, like, special defense, I think, so I'm just going to stay in. But, of course, you know, I'm paralyzed and lowers my accuracy, so now I'm just going to switch because, yeah, I just don't want to deal with this kind of stuff. Alright, so let's go into Bacon, because my Bacon is now a fighting type, and fighting's typically pretty good against Rock. But, of course, it's going to raise his defense, which means now I probably won't do squat with arm thrust. Yay, I'm doing crappy damage. I only hit 2 times, because I never hit more than 2 times. Yay! And now he's going to drop my accuracy. How fun. Good thing I still hit. And that's 2 hits again, of course. I could have told you that was going to happen. And leather arm thrust. Okay, now it's dead. Thank God I didn't, you know, miss or something stupid. Homer, your Pokemon is freaking annoying, I must say. But you know what? I like Rocknrolla. I have one. People said I should get a Drillbur instead. And Drillbur's kind of cool too, but I think I used that in my original playthrough, so I wanted to use Rocknrolla, because Rocknrolla is like rock and roll, and I happen to like rock and roll. Alright, so down here is the forest of experience and stuff. There's also Timpoles here, which are water types, and those are kind of stupid because it turns into... I think this thing evolves eventually into Seismitoad, which is a pretty stupid Pokemon overall, so I just want to deal with it. Alright, but anyway, I'm just going to kill this thing for experience. Fetus has pretty nice special defense, so it's not going to take too much damage from those crappy attacks of his. And, yeah, going over here, there is a youngster to battle. Yay! Let's see what kind of Pokemon this youngster has. He's, what is that, a Kita? Is that what it said the name is? I never heard of that name, it's weird. Oh well, but anyway, Timpole is, a water type, like I said, because we just fought one. We just fought a wild one. And this one only has 1 level more, I think. So this guy is kind of like a failed trainer. He only trained his Pokemon like 1 level, if he didn't actually catch it this way, which is actually probably likely. But anyway, he's going to confuse me, but my fetus is like, I'm too awesome to be confused, because I have Synchronize now, and Synchronize is 10 times more awesome than other ability. Oh, and I'm going to learn Moonlight, so now my fetus can, like, make the moon come out. And that's pretty good for a fetus, because it's going to, like, heal me when I use it. And now I don't have to waste potions on fetus. Well, at least if I can get that move off. Anyway, here comes another Timpole, but I don't want to stay in because I'm confused and stuff, so I'm just going to go out into Bacon. Bacon's a pretty cool Pokemon, I must say. Even though I'm weak to water, I kind of think my arm thrust can do decent damage. And I'm gonna hit 3 times, so it does do decent damage, and all he does is growl. So I should be able to get the 2-hit KO, and at least that's what I sincerely hope. And, yes, it is a 2-hit KO, because I am smexy like that. And his last Pokemon, oh, you guessed it, is another Timpole. Nice. And now I'm just going to arm thrust like I did the last one. Of course, this one's doing a lot less damage because he growled me. And now I'm confused, so I'm probably going to have to switch. Because yeah, confusion is just annoying. I don't want my Bacon, like, hurting himself. He needs to hurt other things. Then again, I don't know. I mean, if worst case scenario, my, you know, Bacon kills himself in his confusion, then I can actually cook him up as Bacon, so it wouldn't be so bad, but still. Alright, so Munna is just going to, like, Psybeam this Timpole, and now it's dead, so that's kind of good. Good job, fetus. And he switched. There's an item over there. But of course I run into a Peta before I go over there. Ah, lovely. That's what I always wanted to fight, a Peta. And of course I can't run away because my fetus is pretty slow. Typically fetuses are found in your mother's womb, or anyone's mother's womb, really. And there's not really a whole lot of place to run, so obviously fetus-type Pokemon don't really have a whole lot of speed. But that's okay. Now I have to switch because it's way too slow. So I'm going to go out into Troll, because this thing apparently wants to die instead of letting me leave. So I'm just going to give it its wish and kill it with rocks. That's my Troll, by the way. He's gonna ground me, actually, twice, so now my attack's, like, really down, but hopefully Rock Blast will still do decent damage. Oh, see, I get a crit. That's nice. That's what he gets for that freaking Peta from annoying me. I just wanted to, like, run away, but it wouldn't let me. Alright, that's an antidote, and antidotes are kind of decent, but actually I probably should, heal my fetus before I get into another battle. I guess I could walk back to that nurse lady, but I'm way too lazy for that, so screw that, guys, screw that. Alright, so there's another youngster over here, and apparently a wild encounter comes before I'm able to talk to him. So there's this Throw, which is actually a pretty decent, I think he's like the cousin of Sock. Throw and Sock. I think you can find them both in here. But they're both kind of good Pokemon. They're a lot cooler than, what's it called? Oh, crud. Now I can't remember its name. You know, that really annoying fighting Conkeldurr, that stupid Pokemon. But, yeah, that one's dead Pokemon, so I guess that one's not quite as good. So now I can actually fight this, youngster, and this is youngster Zach, and he has a, pretty cool Venipede. Venipede is a pretty awesome Pokemon. I am considering using one in this playthrough. I mean, there's two Pokemon that I kind of want to catch in the Pinwheel, like the one, I think they're gonna, I don't think you can find them in this part of the Pinwheel Forest, I might be wrong, but, they're easier to find in the other section of the Pinwheel Forest, the one I'm gonna go, hopefully later this video. And it's one of two Pokemon I'm considering using from there. I guess I will wait. In fact, you know what? I'll just catch the first one. I don't even mind telling you what the other one is. The other Pokemon I'm thinking about using is the Grass Bug, because I figure, you know what? I kind of want to use a Bug type. And the Grass Bug wouldn't be so bad either, because I kind of want a Grass type on this team, too, because Water's starting to become a pain for this team. But either way, I'll probably use the first one that I come across, because I want a Bug type, and both of them are pretty... Well, I'm not gonna lie, the Poison type's a lot cooler, but, the Grass Bug, while its final form and actually second form kind of look stupid, but, you know, it's actually not so bad, especially for this team. It's a Bug type still, so that's my favorite type, and I kind of want to use a Bug type, and it's also Grass, so that can help a lot for this team. But anyway, right now this Timpole's being annoying because it's not letting me freaking retreat, but now it does, so thank God for that. So up these stairs, there's two, like, people training, and they have fighting types, which is actually pretty nice because that's easy kills for my Fetus. Fetus-type Pokemon are good against fighting-type Pokemon, if you didn't know. So here's a Timber, which is the pre-evolved form of Conkeldurr. Actually, I kind of like the pre-evolved form of Conkeldurr. Actually, I think both of them. I don't remember what the other one looks like, but both of them are kind of cool. It's kind of annoying that they evolve into such stupid Pokemon, but whatever. Alright, so that was pretty easy, and over here, there's a, another Black Belt who's running way too fast for me to get him, so I'm just gonna wait for him to get to me. And, that does work, so there you go. So here comes a Timber, another one. I think, yeah, they both have Timbers. Get it, Timber? I kinda get it. Because he's like, if you cut down a tree and you say, Timber! Yeah, that's probably what they're named after, because they're kind of holding, like, a branch or something. Anyway, so my Fetus gets more experience, and that's pretty good. Alright, so down these steps over here is another item, and I think that's pretty much all there is to do over here, but I'm not quite 100% sure, but I'm kind of sure. Anyway, so let's talk to this nurse lady, heal my Pokemon. I actually remembered something I didn't do in this, because like I said, I restarted my game, and I remember something else that I forgot to do, and when I replayed it. So I'm just going to do that real fast. You guys can just chill as I do it. I forgot to get the, what's it called? The... Dang it. Whatever this bitch gives you. What's it called? The Charcoal, that's right. The Charcoal. And that was raised my Fire-type moves. I thought my Fire-type moves were doing not quite as much damage as I remember them doing, so... yeah, so I'm just going to equip that to my, Tepig right now, because I kind of like my boosted Fire-type attacks, just to be honest, you know. So yeah, equip this to Tepig, and that's pretty nice. So now we can head to where, you know, we were supposed to be going, and that's the, Pinwheel Forest, the left side of the Pinwheel Forest. And, oh, I already talked to her, didn't I? Whatever. Never hurts to have your Pokemon double healed. That's what I always say, except not really. So in here... Oh, I almost forgot about this. So wait. Why are you still waiting here? Shouldn't you have been, like, blocking the exit the whole time? I kind of, like, took my sweet time getting here, because... whatever. I guess you could be lazy and take the easy way, and make me take the hard way. And, if I'm supposed to be fighting... I'm supposed to be chasing Team Plasma! Why are trainers getting in my way? Why is the police force not doing this? Where? No, okay, there's no police force in Pokemon. Granted. Which is why all these evil organizations are so rampant, obviously, because there's no police force to keep them in check, and every time someone tries to stop them, trainers always stop them, apparently. Like these two girls. I don't get it. Why are trainers challenging me when I'm trying to save the world? Whatever. It's not like I actually care about, you know, Pokemon Peta's kind of annoying, yeah, but, you know, they're too stupid to actually retreat anyway. I mean, this entire time, the exit was open. They could have easily, like, I was, what was that, 15 minutes I spent exploring the other part of Pinwheel Forest? They could have easily gotten away because that stupid gym leader wasn't smart enough to actually, like, block the road. He was waiting for me, so that's kind of dumb of them, but whatever. Alright, so Hypnosis, I'm not learning it because, yeah, Yawn's actually better in this game. That's the sad part. Alright, but anyway, yeah, so, that's pretty cool. And, here, there's a Pokemon Peta member. Apparently, I'm a stubborn brat. You guys are really stupid, because you guys could have easily gotten away, but now I'm gonna have to murder you all. I didn't really care that you stole a Dragonite head, since it's a Dragonite, not a Reshiram, and I really don't care about that gym leader too much, especially that crappy museum out in front of it. I was letting you guys leave, but apparently you guys like to be dead, so don't blame me when I kill you. Alright, so they use Torment, so I can't use 2 moves in a row, which is kind of annoying, I guess. And now I was going to lower my accuracy, but I just headbutt him in the face and get a crit, so that's a dead Sandile. Sandile's another Pokemon I'm thinking about using in this playthrough, but I'm not quite sure about it yet, because I used it in the first one, but I do like it. It's like one of my favorite Pokemon in this gen. So I probably will end up using it, but that's beyond the point. Alright, so here's another Peta member. That's P for Peta. And she has a Purloin, and that's kind of bad, so yeah. This thing's also vulnerable to fighting type moves, except I misclicked and went with the Rock Blast. And I guess, whatever. I only get 2, obviously, because 3 would have been convenient, and, yeah, I just go for a Rock Smash now to kill it. Kill its face off, and it's dead, and I am level 19. I'm a level 19 troll, which is good. So I think my only non-level 19 right now is, Tepig, or not, actually not Tepig. Well, I've been calling him Tepig, haven't I, this entire video. Pignite, which is evolved form, and Bacon, for short, because that's his name. Oh well. But anyway, so this is a Ranger. Pinwheel Forest, he's whatever. Aren't, like, Rangers supposed to protect the forest from Pokemon Peta? That's what I heard. You know, that's what you probably should be doing. But apparently, instead of doing your jobs, you feel like trying to stop the person trying to stop the person to do your job. If that makes any sense. I don't get these people. They see Pokemon Peta carrying a giant Dragonite thing, and then they see a kid, granted 15 minutes later, chasing and trying to stop them, and they attack me. What is the point? That does not make sense. Anyway, Bacon is pretty strong now because that Herdier was a lot of experience. And he's going to give me a Chesto Berry, which is a pretty nice berry. I guess. And a wild encounter! Oh, it is the grass bug. So, sorry for you people who wanted me to use the Venipede. This is the one I'm going to be using because I said I'd use the first one I find. And this is a Sewaddle, which is a stupid, stupid name, but what can I say? I didn't make up the names. And, yeah, so that arm thrusted a nothing. A lot less than I expected and kind of wanted, because, yeah, I just kind of want to weaken this thing. I go to my fetus, even though I know it has Bug Bite, because I'm stupid. Actually, I just want to put it to sleep, because sleeping Pokemon are easier to, you know, catch and stuff, so. And then I can hopefully hit it down with Psybeam. But of course not, because apparently it's random, because I think wild Pokemon choose random moves, so it got really lucky and picked 2 Bug Bites in a row. Because I know it has 4 moves, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I hate when... It's just my luck, really. Anyway, Sewaddle still sleeps, so I'm just going to headbutt its face off and now try to catch it. And I guess I'll use a Heal Ball. Actually, I don't know why, because I'd have to go back to... whatever. I have to go back to the nurse anyway, because I have to heal Fetus. But, I guess Heal Ball's fine, whatever. Alright, so... I actually had a name picked out for either one, and I'm going to name it Battle Bug, because that's the one I was going to name, whichever. I mean, granted, this one is a little less Battle Bug looking, but he still can be a Battle Bug. Or she, this is female one. Ah. So I have a female Battle Bug. And you know, actually, this is probably the one that was probably better for my team, honestly, because grass is a pretty useful thing to have, especially when I thinking about the rest of my team, grass is a pretty useful thing to have, even with the dual weakness to fire. But anyway, Battle Bug it is, and, yeah, it is a rather long name, so give me a minute. There we go. And another wild encounter! But of course, I forgot to put Sawaddle in front of my party. So it's not going to get the experience for this one. Actually, Bug Bite's going to be a pretty nice move in this forest, because almost everything that you encounter in this forest is weak to it, so that's not so bad. I was going to heal my Pokemons. Actually, let's put Sawaddle in front of the party first, because, yeah, I just wanted to get experience. You know how it is. But now I have to go back to that nurse lady so she can heal my Pokemon, because my Pokemon are all, like, almost dead and stuff. Hey, what's up? Heal my Pokemon. Thank you very much. And, yes, I remember you saying that. You don't have to say that every single time I talk to you. Whatever. So, Lonely, Chlorophyll ability. Chlorophyll. I'd have no way to set up Sun, probably, and I never will, but at the same time, it's not bad. So, a wild Pokemon feels like attacking me before picking up this item, and it is a Petal, which is a grass type. This is not one of the Pokemon I was even considering using, so I'm just going to kill it. And Mega Drain is not going to be very effective on me, but my Bug Bite almost killed you, jerk. And Bug Bite is going to finish you now, so there we go. I'm going to get my first experience on Battle Bug. And now to pick up this item, Big Root. I have absolutely no clue what that does, but I'm sure I can go in my backpack and find out. If I can find it. Oh wait, it's in... Oh crap. I'm so stupid. It's in this one, right? Alright, Big Root. A Pokemon raises the power of HP stealing moves. It's kind of cool, actually. I guess I'll give it to Battle Bug. That's what I gave it to. I mean, I don't have any HP stealing moves yet, but if there's a Pokemon on my party that'll eventually learn them, I'm sure that's it. I don't know what it gets. I mean, it may get Leech Seed or something. I actually don't know its move pool, but until I have something better to give it to, I'll just keep it on there. And he switched. This is a Venipede. And it's a shame this thing appeared a little too late. Sorry, you Venipede fans. I'm just going to have to kill it for experience now. But everyone uses Venipede, I feel. Like, I've watched a couple of White playthroughs on YouTube, or White and Black, and a lot of people use Venipede, so I'm using the Pokemon that less people use, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, rate, comment, subscribe. Peace out, jerks.